Right. So once again, we have this opportunity to look at time management. And time management is one of the important weapons we have in life. Essentially, all that exists around us is defined in time. If time is taken away, we call it eternity. But what happens in time is what we have now as the physical world. So it's important we understand how to convert time as a power to excellence. So in today's session, we will look at how small acts come together, they compound into our professional excellence. It doesn't matter where you are in life, it doesn't matter what you have, all you have is time. So I will put these two scenarios across. It may be very relational because we are students, we are professionals. So we have Sarah. Studies whenever she feels like it. She crams before exams, always rushing. Last minute, her GPA is 2.8. And we have David. He studies 2 hours daily at a fixed time. He reviews weekly and submits his work early. His GPA is 3.7. Same intelligence, but different systems, they have different outcomes. And this is very relational because we might have found ourselves in one of these two matrices that we sometimes feel that we don't have time. And time in 24 hours, all of us have the same amount. And it depends on how we are using that quantum of time available to us. So with this premise, we will look deep into how we see time. Time can be seen as the same way we look at compound effects, compound interest, compound, meaning if you add small incremental of it over a period, what quantum of time are you getting? So if you are going to do 1% better each day, it's going to give you an aggregated 37 times better in a year. So if you put this 1% better, I call it a little bit more. 1% seems so small out of 100. Sometimes if Momo charges is what? Is it 1% or yeah? Sometimes because it's 1%, we don't feel it. But if you do 1% every day for 365 days, it compounds to 37.78. And what it means is that small, consistent effort, being consistent in incremental way daily, aggregates to a compound effect that is like somebody doing 37% of something in one day, and tomorrow they can't do anything again. So consistency over a long period stands out to be better than a momentarily forced effect or an impression. A lot of people are impressed just by an event. But if you are somebody who understands the value of consistency, yes, an impression is good, but consistency outshines impression. So we will look at the basic principles that will help you stand out, will help you maximize time. And the first principle we want to look at is time blocking. time blocking? Any idea who has practiced time blocking that we can have a look at or share some experience? Any idea? Any idea who has practiced time blocking? You can point it in the chat. The moderator will mention your name, then I pick you up. So what is time blocking? Let's say you wake up today and you have so many things to do in a day, and you look at 24 hours and you ask yourself, how can 24 hours be used optimally? And that is where time blocking comes to play. Time blocking is essentially your ability to assign specific tasks to specific time slots. So you have your morning, let's say you wake up at 5 a.m. So 5 a.m. is your wake up time. You pick your 5 a.m. as your wake up time. Every day you've scheduled to wake up at 5. And from 5, you have a schedule to, let's say, meditate. You just lie down, focus your mind, forget about your environment for the next 30 minutes. After that, you zoom into planning your day. You plan 9 o'clock, I'll do this, 10 o'clock, I'll do this, and you schedule. And that way, you are able to eliminate decision fatigue and create structure around yourself. It will be very difficult for somebody to just call you and say, oh, I'm heading to the mall. Can you meet me there? And immediately you jump out and rush or order a boat to follow that friend. Means you don't have a structure around the way you plan your day. You should be able to tell somebody, no, today is not possible. And when you have time blocked, you are able to feel content about your 24 hours, right? So we'll use these use cases, one in the student life, one in a professional life, and try to understand how time blocking works. So James is taking 5 courses, a part-time job, and want to maintain a good social life. His problem is that he feels overwhelmed, studies at random times, misses deadlines, and that is so relatable. Many people go through the same situation. We call it, we juggle things, and at a point you feel so overwhelmed that what is life? Everything seems so congested. So this is the proposed solution that can help James. So his morning routine from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., either he will meditate, he will plan his day, and then he exercises for, let's say, 20, 30 minutes to stay healthy. Now, from 7 to 9 a.m., we want him to do deep work. Now, what is deep work? Deep work, we will look at it in the next few slides, simply means he wants to focus his attention to do the hardest part of his work in a day at a time that his energy is maximum. And when you are able to do deep work, you see very good results. So 9 to 12, you will attend classes, you will have lunch for 1 hour, part-time work 1 to 5 p.m. He has his assignments to do from 5 to 7, plus group projects, 8 to 9 p.m., 7 to 9, dinner and family time. He reviews his notes for 1 hour, and by 10 p.m., he will start reading. And you will see that he has been able to encapsulate all the areas of his difficulty in a systematic way. So the result of this systematic approach is that his GPA increased from 2.9 to 3.6. He reduced stress, more free time for his weekends. Because when we don't have structure around our time, what happens is that we wait till the last minute. And at the last minute, you realize that Efficiency is minimal. You touch this, you touch that. You get calls, you get messages because nothing is planned, right? So James was able to restructure his time and get optimal. Now, in the professional space, we look at Jennifer as a marketer. She's a manager. She manages 3 campaigns. Ahunka Ginger, Alomo Bitters. Then she's also chasing another product, baby diaper. And these campaigns, she has teams that she has with her, and she has stakeholder meetings. You have bosses you have to respond to. Now, her problem is that she's constantly being interrupted. She's reactive instead of proactive, meaning she waits for things to happen before she reacts to it. And proactivity means you can preempt it, so you fix it before it happens. And she was working late nights. So in the instance of Jennifer, work becomes like a burden. It's not something she's controlling, work is controlling her. So how does she create a good balance? Let's see. So 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., she does deep work. She plans, she strategizes, and for that 2-hour block, nothing else comes in. She puts her phone on silent, will respond to calls later, no chatting, nothing. 10 to 11, she checks on her team. What are you doing? She checks updates from her team, and it helps her to harmonize what she's doing with the team. 11 to 12, email, communication, and all that has to be done. She does her lunch, and she schedules potential meetings with clients and in-house meetings to 1 to 3 p.m. Because if you can see, she has done the background work. She has a plan. She has a strategy. She has taken care of her team, and that her afternoon is open. So 3 to 4:30, creative work. All the campaigns that are happening, she now has a free mind to be able to focus and think about the campaigns, reason around where there are challenges, and try to fix them appropriately. So 4:30 to 5, she plans her next day and wrap up for the day. In the end, on the 8th month, she was promoted. Team productivity went up 40%, and she leaves office at 5:30. Now, we are growing, and we are growing into this mess because when you remember the compound effect, if we don't start practicing some of these basic little incremental things, over time, your life gets used to the mess. You wake up and there's no structure. You can't, and you enter office and it's still no structure. And at the end of the day, you realize that wherever we fit you, you are not able to perform. In the corporate world, you may chance upon somebody and you feel that, wow, this person is so efficient. By the time you realize the work is done, presentations are done, they are very proactive in responding to emails, and they are in control of their work. It's not magic. That person who is first in class, topping the class and doing all the wonders, is not magic. People have put structure around knowledge acquisition, their relationship, their social life, and everything, such that they have so much time to use for other things. The same 24 hours we have, others are able to optimize it and get good results from it. So you meet somebody and they have a business, they are going to work, they have a family, and they are able to juggle all these things. And when you call them on weekends, they are able to meet you because they have fixed the fundamentals of time. So let's look at the second block. If you have any questions around the first side, you can ask it quickly. Let's see. Are there questions? I will be ready to take them. Please, is there any question in the chat? Please, the schedule provided for, let me quickly check it, please. The schedule provided for study is beautiful, but there are cases our system cramps us a lot of classes within 24, every 24. Let me use my last semester, for example. Classes start at 8 and ends at 7 p.m. with very odd breaks. Please, how do you manage that with assignments, college, seminar, and all that? Okay, so you need to simply understand your structure. So you accept that your structure is messy. So now plan from the mess. Magdalene, look at the mess and how you can harmonize the mess. So for instance, we are all in the same soup in the universities. Sometimes lecturers can postpone sessions. So when there is a mess, you need to understand the mess and own the mess. Sometimes we shift blames to it's just like the normal Ghanaian, the government. We blame other people for things that we fall into. But here is the catch. Accept that this is the situation I am in. That brings your mind down to be able to reason through it. The moment you blame other things for scenarios you are in, it takes you out of the problem solving. So when you are part of the issue, you are able to ask yourself the right questions. So how do I survive here? I use some hypothetical case of a professional who is finding himself in Ukraine. You know, there is this Ukraine and Russian war. And I asked this professional, with all the laurels you have, earning the 5-figure salary, what if you were in Ukraine and you lose your job? How would you survive? And that man started thinking that there's a need to do something more than what the profession is doing. So in the instance of a student, the system is messy. The lecturer may not be an organized person. Today he's in, tomorrow he's not there. So how do you even read a book whilst the lecturer is not there? So that the 10 p.m., 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. schedule for reading, let me go to the student's use case. The 9 p.m. to the personal development and reading, when the lecturer is not available, you are taking care of that. I normally introduce my friends to reading apps, reading audiobooks, because I've found it to be very efficient when I don't have the luxury of time. Imagine you are visiting a program, you are a participant of a program, and the program is delayed for 1 hour. And that 1 hour, you went just with yourself, no notebook, no diary, nothing, just your phone. And still, because you don't have structure, that 1 hour has to while away like that. No, constrain yourself. You just look at, this is my schedule. So for instance, the class was supposed to happen between 9 to 12. You move from in Accra, Ivandi Hostel to JQB or whatever be on campus, and you don't have the luxury of doing double transport for the day. So what can you do? You decide that for this period, I am going to sit in the library and do my assignments. So you have reallocated the schedule. And once the schedule is flipped, when you get here, you know that what you were supposed to do at the other time has been taken care of, and you can shuffle it. The reason why you feel that the timetable is controlling you is because you don't have structures around your day. And structures is simply like going to town to look for the choicest food you want to buy, and you got there and the food seller didn't come. What do? You need to flip it. You need to find something else to replace that food you want to eat. So it's not a matter of getting yourself there and not knowing what to do. Build structures and let the structures take care of you. And that's the first part of your ability to plan. Please, can you see my screen? Something popped up and I felt I was logged out. Can you see my screen? Hello?
Okay. Yes, we can see it.
All right. Magdalene, Lebene, are you okay with that response, or anybody else can give some other response? Please, the schedule provided for the student is beautiful, but here is a use case. Okay, she said yes. Thank you. Let's proceed. So let me go to the next slide. You have my slide in presentation, please. Okay. Okay, so let's look at deep work. Deep work is one of the most powerful things that changes your way of life. And I think I've mentioned that here in one of our discussions. I believe in deep work, and I always recommend that because I practice it. Deep work is focused, distraction-free concentration on cognitively demanding tasks. What do I mean by this big English? There are certain things you are doing that when a mobile text message flashes through, it distorts your pattern of thought. When you are doing reasoning, for instance, a normal thing is to cram. So when you are cramming a pattern and somebody is talking to you, you know, it's like it doesn't get there. The least one is when you are counting money, except you may be an Igbo man who can actually count money and still be talking to you. But when your concentration is distorted, it makes it difficult for you to put imagery around what you want to do. So in deep work, you focus, you kill distraction, you put your phone on either do not disturb, no notification, all the blah, blah, blah. And you focus all the brain power on the difficult work you have to do. So I'll share a little example. A course I'm doing, and it had an assignment that you need to generate videos, you need to generate slides, you need to write reports, letter. So it's like 8 outputs you need to submit for marking. But whenever you want to work on it and there is distraction, one needs input for another and another. It's the lecturer sequence, the things like that. If you are not able to focus well, your grade will be low. So how do I go about it? I block my time. So I perfect my deep work in the night when everybody is asleep. So I sleep early. 8:30, 9, I'm out. So by 12, when I'm up, I can work from 12 deep work till like 5 a.m. No distraction, focus. And even if a book is as big as 100, 200 pages, you can have that capacity to do deep work. It comes from practicing. So deep work means kill distraction, focus, concentrate your mind, your cognitive. The work demands a structured cognitive process. And all of us, we can do it. You know, when you get into a situation, you need to think as if there is some heat coming out of your head. Those are the precursors of deep work. It means that you have the capacity, but you have not structured the results. If it's just thinking in abstract, you are thinking about, say, a broken heart, a relationship problem, and you can't figure out when the answer is just to ask a good question and you get the answer. But here is when the results depend on you to fix it. So why does it matter? Produces high quality output in less time. Deep work is the superpower of the 21st century. I think I shared a book on deep work on the page. Find time and read it, practice it, and let's see how the science behind it. So average time to refocus after distraction is 23 minutes. That's brain science, cognitive science. If you are working and somebody interrupts your work, it takes 23 minutes to get back to where you were. Productivity loss from task switching is about 40%. That's a lot. Maximum daily deep work for beginners is about 3 to 4 hours. And what does it mean? All the things you want to do in your academic work, the lecture notes that you think is so much. When you can focus 3 hours a day, you can, because most of our slide packs are just about 50, 60, even the hundreds. They are just presentations, sometimes bullet points. When you get to know deep work strategies, you realize that a slide pack of 500 can be converted to about 25 pages of PDF because pictures will be out, only the text. So you can use an AI to sculpt or to scrap the text, package it back into a Word document, print it, and you realize that all the bulky things you see that deters you is very simple. It is possible, and you can start with 1 hour, 30 minutes of deep work, and you gradually scale. Now, I watched a video of somebody, he's working, multiple companies, still learning, doing so many things at the same time, a family man, he has a social life, and it's like there's still more time for him to do whatever he wants. When whatever he wants to do, he wants to do. And it's really changed my psychology of life because life has to be balanced. And these are some of the tricks we use to hack time. Practice deep work, and you realize, oh, so there's so much time available, but I had no structures around my life. Right, so let's move on. So we take some case studies. I think I've given you some examples. I won't spend too much. Amara needs to master complex anatomy and physiology whilst preparing for practicals. Please, if there is a question in the chat box, just draw my attention. I mean, I'm on the full screen, so I don't see it. So Amara needs to master complex anatomy, physiology, whilst preparing for practicals. Her problem is spends 8 hours studying, but retains little. Phone constantly buzzing. Yeah, that's our challenge. All of us. You find yourself in it. When you want to optimize time, you need to let friends and people know that things are changing. And you need to keep a handful of them that gives you productivity, know when to talk to you, know how to get you, and you value their time. So she implemented 90-minute deep work. That's 1 hour, 30-minute sessions, phone in another room or on airplane mode. She studies in the library, not in the dorm. Uses Pomodoro, 50 minutes focus, 10 minutes break. The same strategy can be read for 30 minutes, break for 10 minutes. And if you can carry that cycle in 2 hours, you've done 2, 2, that is 30, 30, 30, and 10, 10. And you see that within that 1 hour or 2 hours, your productivity has gone up so high. So I started teaching my young boys here deep learning. And one of it was read 5 pages of a book, no distraction, pause for 5 minutes, breathe, let air pass through your head a little. Then go back for 5 pages, 5 minutes break, 5 pages. By the time you realize you've done like 40 pages without even recognizing that that's you. So no social media until 8 p.m. Those around you who understand will understand. They will know that you've transitioned. It's your call. If you abuse it, it's your call. Life, you don't leave it to impress people. You leave it to produce who you want to become. So 2 deep work blocks daily gives her 3-hour deep work block, and exam score improved from 72% to 91%. It's not magic. Some of these tricks, it's not magic. If you can practice it, you can actually see the results. Let's move faster. So we look at the professional Marcus, a software developer. He writes codes, he attends meetings, he mentored junior developers. Because things were disorganized, his code quality was declining, there were bugs everywhere, and he missed deadlines. And his solution was no meetings on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Maybe this is where we borrowed ours from, just for deep coding. Marcus reserved for complex, Mondays reserved for complex problem solving because it's come from a weekend which is relaxed. Slack on do not disturb during deep work. Batch email responses at 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Headphones equals to I'm unavailable. So, and these things, there are deep work music on, if I want to do a stretch of, let's say, 10 hours of work, there are sounds on YouTube that actually, we call them harmonics. They help your brain to rise and fall. If work is so deep and you want to show results, there are things to help you do it. And I believe all of us, after 17, 18 years, we have that brain capacity to handle some of these things. And consistency will build your performance. You will be able to handle difficult things within the shortest possible time. And at the end of the day, you build what is called mastery. When people think that it's difficult to juggle around things, you just fix it in a fling. And you are moving because you have practiced it. The third one is the 80-20 rule, which is called the Pareto principle. I know many of us know this one. I won't spend too much time on it. So put in 20% of effective effort and see 80% of your results. Focus on high impact activities, eliminate time wasters. And a lot of times, what is keeping us down is not because we are not capable. It's because sometimes we encourage wasters, people draining our time. We are not converting time. Let's master time conversion. Time conversion helps us to get the best. If a day you are not doing anything and you want to just relax, that's fine. But if you have something doing, let it show in your own head that your output is good. Else, things will go southward. So focus on high impact activities, eliminate time wasters. So these are two cases. Leeway involved in 5 clubs, 4 resources, and network events. Problem, spread too thin. He's everywhere. Mediocre results everywhere, and he's exhausted. So solution, analyze grade impact, focus on 2 core courses, 70% of GPA. Quit 3 clubs, become president of 1, better for resume. Attend only networking events in target industry. He said no to social events and that didn't align with his goals. Invested, saved time in internship search. His result was he landed a GPA of 3.8, leadership role in top clubs, less stressed. My dear friends, it's possible that we are making too much commitments. We are in school, we are home. The next event, we want to be there. The next program, we want to be there because there are no structures around you. I tell you, without structures, you will fail in school, fail in your relationship, in your marriage, in whatever is ahead of you. Structures are very important. That these are the main things that we are, it's just like building a house. So whatever you are doing is just like building a house. If the structures on which the design, the aesthetics sit are not strong, no matter what you put on it, it will come down. In a professional case, we have Priya manages 50 client accounts with varying revenue potentials. And in, let's say, sales industry, you may have a portfolio of clients and equal time for all clients, missing revenue targets. So when she analyzed it through deep work, she realized that revenue from 15 clients were giving her 80% of her income. So focus on that. So she treated them as VIP. Automated follow-up for smaller accounts. Weekly personal calls, eliminated time on non-converting leads. Sometimes we waste time on unnecessary things. Unprofitable ventures are wasting our time. Analyze your day, your life. Certain people are burning your time. If you don't need them, just cut them off. And make sure those hours of talking, chatting, they are converted to useful engagement. 30 minutes of chat can read 30 pages of slides. Convert it, and you see that at the end of the day, you lose that friend, but you become better and position your life in a pedestal that you'll still be attractive after so many years. Batch processing is our next one. Group similar things and do them in one session. Batch it up. Batch it up. Don't just flip-flop. And one of the simplest way of batching things is going for shopping. Plan the shopping. Sometimes you enter a shop and that is where you are going to decide what to buy. And that's the first error in shopping. You can decide to enter Accra Mall and exit in the next 10 minutes because I'm going to pick Milo, McVitie's, biscuits, shortbread, pick Greek yogurt, pay for it, and get out. You didn't go there to do window shopping. And that's why we are not able to get results from our days, because that is when you are now going to check fabric quality. This, that. No, there are little ways you batch. I want to move from Accra Mall. I want to pass through Melcom. There is this wall hanging I want to pick from there. I've seen it. I know the shelf place. You enter and you pick. But here is it that it's just 10 a.m. Oh, I can leave there at 12. 2 hours of deep work, which is batched. And the shopping is a deep activity. Batch it up and free hour. You just use 30 minutes and you free 1.5 hours. And you see that life comes back to you. You are not under pressure. You now have time for other things. So instead of switching between things, indecision, plan the activity in a batch. I want to prepare 4 dishes. Go the shopping, plan, and I'm spending 2 hours, cut the onions, do that. We do that in life. And these are the little things that shapes the outcome of our life. So these are simple cases. I will skip these ones because batching is quite straightforward. So now here is another part, morning and evening routines. Consistent daily rituals that booked your day. Why does it matter? It reduces decision fatigue and creates momentum. I touch a bit on that in the latter part of the batched work. What we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, but a habit. I think I've echoed this throughout this conversation. The little things we do, consistency, show up, be consistent. And when you practice it, it's not just you showing it, but you are building capacity. So the 1% rule runs through. I want to do this incrementally in a small way, and gradually I build consistency. And once you are able to do that, you become very dangerous. You master the pattern. People can't even decipher your outcome. So in the morning, what do? Let's say a case study here. Maya struggles with early classes, late night studying, and irregular sleep. This is very normal to everyone. She's always tired, misses morning classes, poor concentration. So the solution proposed is morning routine. 6 a.m. to 7:30, she wakes up, exercises 20 minutes, she showers, healthy breakfast, then review her notes. That's that block for the morning. Then by evening, 9 to 10 p.m., she packs her bag for the next day. She plans tomorrow, gratitude journal, no screen, reads for 20 minutes, sleeps by 10. Now, I want to just touch on gratitude journal. Sometimes in a day, you can feel beaten. You think you failed. And failure is something that pops up high on our brain, that our body starts releasing chemicals because it seems that we failed. So it kills all our happy hormones and try to drench us into depression. But we kill that with journaling. So gratitude journaling is writing all your successes in a day. Just write those you failed. And you look at it and you realize that, no, I've done a lot. 2 things I failed cannot cancel all the good things I've done in the day. And once you start practicing some of these things, it can be on your notepad. You realize that your brain is able to release the hormones that can beat down fatigue. It can actually rejuvenate your energy. Sometimes you don't need somebody to stimulate your energy. You just need your internal mechanism to put you back on track. So some routine, same routine every day, even weekends, and you realize she was able to sleep 7 to 8 hours. Sometimes it's not that the time is not there, it's because of how we are using time. So her results was attendance 98%, energy level doubled, her grade was in the 95 percentile. She was able to go to the medical school. So David, the startup founder, he ran the same morning and evening routine and got results. His company revenue tripled and decision for hiring got better. So how it all ends up, 1 year comparison. We need to look at our lives. This year is going to an end. You journal your life journey. What has happened this year? How much time have I been wasting? Did I sleep too much? Was I able to convert time? How many high quality friends was I able to make? What conversations did I start? All these are opportunities because tomorrow that person may not be there. You need to convert every opportunity into something useful. Now, random steady time, that was a miss. Made the average performer, consistent distraction, no prioritization, no routines, reactive mindset. Now, with proper time management, she started practicing block timing, time blocking, 100% focused hours, deep work, 80-20 rule, batching, and practice the morning and evening routines. Excuse me. Just a minute, please. So your performance gets exceptional if you qualify time. And I will say that some people have different perception about this whole thing. One is I will lose spontaneity, meaning I won't let life flow. Time blocking creates more free time for spontaneity. You see, when you finish the important things in your day, when you are doing the other things, someone may feel that you are wasting time. No, because you've taken care of what is important, your high ticket areas, and you have so much time for other things. Another will say it looks too rigid. Flexibility within structure. It's just like, I will say, getting into a tier one multinational company. You will see that things are so rigid because they have structures. You can't mess up. You can't sit in the office and be eating on your table. People want those lazy things around. Things are organized. You know, you have a morning update. You have, let's say, an evening closure. You reconcile thoughts, plan for the next day. Things are structured. Even on weekends, you can have a quick call to take decisions. And when you find yourself in such environment, you realize, wow, if I don't fit in, I will struggle. But when the moment you fit into it, you realize that, oh, man, this is all I need to survive. Getting this knowledge at this stage is very important. I don't have time to plan. 15 minutes planning saves 2 hours of confusion. I will ask you to master the ability to say yes and no. Why? Because one yes can actually waste 30 minutes to 3-4 hours of your day. If you can't do it, well, I'll look at it another time. It's not an insult. It's just preservation. If you can do it, say yes. If you cannot do it, no, I'm sorry. It means you have priorities. What about emergencies? When you optimize your time, you realize that you really have buffer time for other things. You reserve buffers in between to have a chat with somebody, maybe 30 minutes here, 1 hour here. You know you are going to town and you have on your plan to meet a friend. So you plan that activity, you define your route, and you optimize those hours. And at the end of the day, you have the same results. So this is a challenge we can all try. Please, if you can put the link to the slides on the page, some can open it and bookmark it somewhere to use later. It will help everyone. You audit your time and block your time. Track how you spend every 3 hours of your day. Create first time blocking schedule. This next week, today is Friday. Plan it, do a review over the weekend, and start practicing some of these things. Week 2, attempt deep work. 90 minutes, 30 minutes, concentrated. And you realize that you start exercising your brain. You see, many of us know about physical exercise, but we don't know about brain exercise. Your brain needs to know how to think in a stretch. I will say here, if you are not used to reading and you start reading, it's so hard keeping what you read in your head. And it's just because you have not been exercising your brain. As you exercise your brain, the attention span begins to increase. It's just like bodybuilding and these exercises they do at the gym. As you lift 2 kilos, 4 kilos, 5 kilos, you get to a point you can do 10 kilos because it's the same body, but you have trained the muscles. So you need to do deep work to train your brain's capacity to handle deep thinking and concentration. So it will fight your body. I tell you, it will fight your body. Your body will fight with that, like the antics of, when your phone screen lights up and you want to pick the phone screen lights up, you want to pick the phone, it will pop up. But shut the phone down and kill it. And gradually, you will see that you have time. 80-20 rule, analyze your day, prioritize the 20 that gives you 80% results. Then let the other small ones follow. Then start establishing routines. Routines will help you master it. The same things that you can do well. Copy the formula and apply it at another place. You copy and apply. You copy and apply. And life will just start shaping up for you. Well, I mentioned some tools, Notepad. So time blocking app, you can use Google Calendar. My phone calendar pops up every 30 minutes. You see something, at least it reminds you that you have something happening. If you go into Google, you can schedule things and you tell it to repeat itself every day. And it keeps you reminded that, guy, there's something that you have to do. When you start, it's difficult, but you can do. Some also have diaries they plan in it. Much as I do phone, I do diary. And I always think that there are little things when, for instance, in friendship, whatever, you meet your friends, let them understand your kind of life so that you bring them in alignment. You introduce them to these little things, sticky notepads here, you do notebook, diary. It's a communication that plan, write, don't forget. Because a lot of people are not trained to remember even conversations. And these are little things that help you. Deep work, there are apps like Forest App, Freedom, noise cancellation, headphones can help you. You can be sitting in the car and you have it on. If, let's say, you want to travel When I'm in my reading season, books I chance upon books that I can't ignore them. I download their app, I buy the hard copy. And when I'm traveling, I decide to use Bolt or VIP because when you are driving, it's so difficult to do the cognitive reading, except you are stationary or you are playing it loud, but then you can't pick, right? It's a new book. So you sit in VIP. If it's a big book, I'll go for STC, where then you get there because I'm not in a hurry. Then you chalk somewhere, your headset is on, your book is before you. As you listen, you follow in the book. If there is something important, you underline. These things build you to be a fortitude of knowledge. It doesn't come in a day. But over time, you realize that, wow, about 11 years ago, I read a book, Built to Last. And the book entered me like, you see, you've entered a shrine and you are seeing things. 2 years down the lane, I got a call from a business owner in Nigeria that he needed a 10-year development plan for his company. Somebody recommended. So when I got the call, I remembered all the strategies that was in Build to Last, Jim and Phil. They did a wonderful job. How Fortune 500 companies have lasted for so many years. So I discussed with the man, got all his current company, 5 years ago history. Then I sat down and did the plan. When I finished the plan, he asked me one question. Mensa, I like the strategy, but who is going to implement it for me in Nigeria? I said, let's put an advert for to search. 1 month passed, he didn't find anybody. So the next call I got, he said, Mensa, check your email. This man gave me an offer of a lifetime to manage his business for his 7 countries because all the things I put in there were so realistic. And the strategy, he paid for it. He paid well for it. There are books you are reading today that you may not feel that they are important. Give it work. Do the deep work on that. Make notes. Type it in an email. Summarize it and keep it somewhere. Later, it will be useful because knowledge will give you power tomorrow. Now, with tax management, if you've worked with me, you know Trello. I will introduce you to it because Trello is workflow. It helps you to track what people are doing and it harmonizes output. You can look at where people are failing. There are apps that you can download. Don't be left out. You have to do apps. Notion is also there. Then there is Mindly. Mindly helps you to think. If you Mindly, yeah, if you download it, you see. You can actually create how your mind is thinking about things and you schedule it in the app. You can turn it around. Spend time usefully to learn something new. And you realize that you are becoming a powerhouse because time is your greatest power. Habits tracking. You can journal your habits. There are apps, Habitica, there's Streak. Don't just spend time on videos alone. Remember, small acts, big results. Time is the only non-renewable resource. This thing, time is the only non-renewable resource. Sometimes I say it free of charge, but the most painful thing to go through is to get your time wasted. Because money can be recovered, but time. Systems beat motivation every time. When you meet somebody who is well structured in thought, in mind, in behavior, sometimes it's very difficult to deal with them because they have systems running and you struggle to fit in. What you do daily compounds into who you become. Professionals aren't born. They are built through consistent time management. Start small. Master one principle at a time. The best time to start was yesterday. Yesterday. The second time is now. I think we are done. Your future self is watching you today as you look at the device to listen to me. Every hour you invest in time management today is an investment in the professional you become tomorrow. Will you start? What will you start with? Choose one principle, implement it for 7 days, track the results. I want to thank you, Madam, for giving me the opportunity to speak. I will open up for some questions. If you have any, please ask. Oh, I think there are two of them here. Or it's the same old questions. Okay, they are the links. Please pick the link. It's shared. Put it somewhere. Bookmark it. You can go back to it later on and read it. If it's best you open on a computer to give you clarity. Please, questions. If you can raise your hands, I'm here for you. Nobody is asking a question. Okay, so Madam, I will hand over to you. Thank you very much for helping me deliver this.
All right, thank you too, Mr. Ransford. The session has been very insightful. I hope you've all learned something from this.